is turning on her killer instinct right now. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, you crushed that stage. Today is all about both feeling good and trying to hurt ourselves at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. Hey guys, I'm JJ Racaza with Shooters Global.
And I'm Lena Miculek, and today we finally get to share the range. The only time JJ and I have actually ever gotten to shoot against each other or with each other was on TV for shoot-off money. It was very stressful. So today will be stressful in a little bit of a different way, but much more fun, because we are going to train in match mode today, which is our style of training that 1 to 2 weeks out from competition. So we've set up one course of fire that we're gonna go through in multiple different configurations, working on all the different skill sets that we need, and we'll be doing it with handgun. And we're gonna be tracking our progress through the match mode here. So we're not only tracking time, but also hits to keep us accountable for our hit factor. Sound good?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
Let's hop into it.
Brought to you by Shooters Global. We created the advanced training system and next-gen shot timers to help you progress faster.
All right, guys, so basically what we're gonna do today is we're gonna simulate a training day right before a match, right? We're coming up to a match. Everyone asks us on how to train. What we've done is we've set up a stage, essentially with walls and random targets, right? To maximize our time here on the range, what we're gonna do is, although we can shoot this a myriad of different combinations, we've set up 3 different stages that we're gonna shoot maybe once or twice. And every single time we shoot a stage, we're gonna move on to the next stage, simulating a match. So we're in match mode right now. That's what we're gonna do, right? So Lena is gonna be inputting it in the match mode app.
Yep,
right?
With the match mode app, you can build multiple courses of fire. So I'll have my stage 1, which for our first configuration will just be 4 paper targets, correct? And 2 steel. And that completes our stage 1. I can come over here and then I can enter in all the different variations that we'll be tracking. The goal today is efficiency of time and shots, so we don't need to be moving targets or anything like that to be able to test out all of the different skill sets that we'll need for our next competition.
Right. This will be the opportunity really to watch how we prepare, how we mentally approach the stage. We are setting ourselves up in that match mode and essentially creating simulations as if what we would encounter in a match. So there's nothing to be a surprise. Setting our pace, setting our execution and all that stuff. So anyway, stage 1 would look like something like this. We're gonna start in right here. So I guess I would say in between these 2 things, so hands on the wall. You can either go to the left or right. And then you got these 2 targets right here. This is the tuxedo, this partial target, and then a steel. And then we're gonna run over to the right. And then again, same mirror image essentially, but going right to left or left to right, however you want. You got a slasher, a half target, and then a steel coming over here. So that completes our 10 rounds. Right?
Yep, and our stage 1.
That would be stage 1.
Yep, and for stage 2, what would you like us to be doing?
Stage 2, I think it's gonna start all the way over here. And same thing, you got the left to right to left targets, however you want to shoot it. The first 5 shots over here, the tuxedo, the half, and then the steel. And then we're gonna utilize this window over here where you're gonna have a tight shot to the right, and then you're gonna have to shift around a little bit with the half target over there. So there'll be 4 rounds in this position, so that'll make it 9. And then we're gonna come into this next window, a small transition from a big walk away. We're gonna transition into a small transition here, and then we have the steel, the tux again, another popper, a slasher half target, and then another popper. And then that's
like, not an open target. Just so you know, there's not a single open target out here. This is not training easy to make us feel good about ourselves. This is training to make sure that we show up actually prepared. If you're only throwing out open targets and things up close, it's gonna make you feel really good about you in the moment, but not on match day.
Feeling doesn't have anything to do
No,
with the match.
feeling doesn't have anything to do with scores.
You want to hurt them as much as you can so you're numb by the time you get to the match.
Crush them in the ground, those feelings, so that you feel real good on competition day. All right, so I have our stage 2 set up in here, and now we'll go to our last configuration of the day, which will be the 3rd stage.
We're gonna go with, I guess, just the first 5 over here.
Yeah.
Right. We got the steel, the 3 steels and the 2 papers.
3 steels and 2 papers.
That's
Got
4,
it.
That's 7 rounds, and then we're gonna move into
this
back? Corner.
Ooh,
right?
into the window.
Into the back. Let's go to the back.
I like it.
Yeah, let's go all the way to the back. This 5 shots over here. We got 2 papers and then 1 steel. Partial into the steel, and then running here, a big wide transition into the last position.
Which would be just 2 paper because you got your steels at the front.
Yes, you already did the
so
steel.
So it'll be 6 paper, 3 steel.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Stage 3
Makes
is
sense.
complete.
Yeah. That's right, because you already shot the steel from here, so we don't need to shoot that again here. I think this is enough. This is
Challenged.
we're
Happily challenged.
we end up always overeating or overreaching our skill set, and we think we're better than we are. But today is all about both feeling good and trying to hurt ourselves at the same time. So we'll see how this goes.
Yep.
Am I gonna go first, or are you gonna go first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
I don't do good. One,
Rock,
two,
paper,
three.
scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Yes, yes.
Dang it.
And the only reason I won is because I didn't know what to do. I froze. I literally froze. I'm like, I don't know what's the other option. I'm gonna keep going with the
Okay,
rock.
one moment, please. Let me gather myself.
So big thing about this is our match mode. We're cold. We haven't shot today. So this is her getting her walkthrough, and she has to change her mindset because we're fooling around a little bit. So she literally has to get it right off the bat. And this is on camera, so you guys will see this how it is. And this is how it should be in training. Because in match, you'll be talking to people, and then when it's your turn, you got to learn how to turn it on. So Lena's turning on her killer instinct right now. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah, let's try it. All right, Lena, make ready. Are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by. Ooh. 864. You're literally going straight into sniper mode. Like you were going for alphas and those partial targets.
I was, but I also took the makeup shots that I needed because those alphas weren't quite there. Oh wait, before we go down, let's talk about it. This is what I like to make myself recall what happened.
Sure,
Before I go.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I like
I
it.
always
You
find
forget.
that if we go immediately to our target, it like washes away the process to get our hits because we're too eager to look at our outcome. And the outcome is just a reflection of what we did. So if we
Yes.
don't take a moment to figure that part out, those don't lead us anywhere.
I love this because I just literally came from a weekend and I told the guys before we go down there, pulling them off, start telling me every single thing
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, it's being able to call your shots is the ultimate divider between like an amateur and a pro. It's not that all of our shots are perfect. It's just that when they're screwed up, which is inevitable, we know it and can immediately follow it up. So I had a makeup shot on both of my far hard covers. I know that's there, but everything else should be alphas. I was going for control and calm. I haven't shot handgun in quite a few months, so this is just a nice introductory performance for me, making sure that I was getting my hits because I knew that time wouldn't be where I won here.
Right.
Just because I'm not in that state right now.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty good though. I felt okay. I was proud that I came up with my gun into this position. So that was good. I did an outstep because it was a hard lean. So that's what I wanted. And my draw was a little wonky, so I'll work on that next time. Bam.
You know what's crazy is that the way you just mentioned that and you recognize that time isn't much of a factor for you here because we're closer to match, we're training match mode. You might as well work on your hits, right? You can't get any faster a week or a few days before the match.
No.
Might as well work on your execution.
Yep.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
I scored it in advance because I can see it's all alpha. That's a really impressive
As they should be.
thing to start off the bat. So we got one Charlie, sorry. We do have one Charlie.
See, we built it up just to bring it down.
We have to change it up.
Okay, one high right there.
One high.
And then that was
pretty
a
good.
makeup. Steel
All
was
good on everything else.
Okay.
I believe that's all alphas. So, yep, we're gonna go tape. Yeah, maybe 2 Charlies.
It happens. It happens. Okay, let me
But
find some pacers.
listen,
Are there
you getting 2
pacers?
Charlies on this freaking stage is amazing.
Amazing. My guess is that JJ will be 2 to 3.5 seconds faster with 1 Charlie.
That was Lena's way of messing with my mind. Telling me, build me up to break me down.
I was telling camera that to see if it would be right because that's what I would expect. I won't say the expect word because he doesn't want to hear it.
Let me
but
do my
that's what I
walkthrough.
would expect. I mean, he is the JJ Racaza, so I mean, we have to have high expectations.
All right, make ready.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Shooter's ready. Stand by. Nice.
Pickup shot.
We have a time of a 7.12.
Not 2 seconds like she said. It's only about a second.
Ooh, now what do we have out there?
So
Tell me.
I believe I have only 2 Charlies. It's on the right side here because I was trying to come up on the move, and that was really the big thing. Coming up on the move is a risk that I took because I wanted to work on my entering and seeing how soft it was, and it was a little bit rougher than, and especially as it being a partial target. I had one in the alpha, and then I got a little afraid. A little bit afraid on that, right? And then on the partial target, so I kind of overcorrected and threw one on the right.
Okay.
But since I was still settling, so I'm gonna have to correct that in my future runs. I was still settling. When I transitioned to the back target, I tried to settle my feet while settling my gun and ended up not as settled as I'd like it to be. So whatever I gained in efficiency in terms of moving forward, I got hurt in terms of my settling and setting up my structure. I also got an Alpha Charlie back there just like you did, almost a Delta.
Ooh.
But I think it's close enough to the Charlie that I'm gonna.
We'll see.
I took it and said I'm not gonna make it up, and then I transitioned to the popper, and this is what I didn't like because I was still thinking about that Charlie Delta while I was engaging the popper. So I ended up firing it when my sights wasn't even on the popper yet, but I knew right away it was a miss because it was just to the right, and then I had to settle down forward. Not settle down, but just a good pickup because the dot landed right on the popper. So we're gonna see that. I think
So all your front section, your first half,
first left side was good. It felt really
and then
controlled.
everything that you feel like was on this side, which is just a Charlie as you were moving in, a Charlie on a far one as you're settling,
Yeah.
and then your mind going
Correct.
to those problems, already going into correction mode
Yes.
before you were.
Staying present, right?
Yeah.
And I got behind on it. And then so something about I need to always work on myself is staying present in the current shot that I'm shooting. Sometimes I start bouncing back and forth on what I'm about to do or what I did. This one around is a big thing that I need to correct that as we go through the day.
So fun.
There it is. Oh, there it is. See it?
Alpha Charlie.
Hey, let's not scream those.
We
But
got it. Hey, it's
they
a
were
Charlie,
there.
though. He got his Charlie. Nicely done. Alpha Charlie to Alpha and to Alpha. Nicely done. A hit factor of a 6.46. All right, so second
We're gonna start
configuration
here.
is full stage from the front to the
To the back,
got
to
it.
the back, yeah.
Back
We're
to
gonna
the
go
front.
right to the window. No more, we're eliminating the shooting position right here,
All right.
right?
Oh wow, I really do want to shoot that one cut down the middle 4 times. you want to
Do you want to make that an open target? Are we
No,
gonna
no.
decide
I
that?
literally I looked at it and I was like bang, bang, bang. Oh wait, no, you don't.
Yeah, your eyes go right to the middle.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
you want
problem.
to shoot 4 times at it. And we're going to this window,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Are you cool if I take that steel from the front, or do I need
Oh,
to take the
100%.
steel
I
from
think
the
that's
back?
totally
Okay.
an option. It's a bad option from back here, right? Like my
Yeah,
rule is the closer I am,
gross.
the better of a GM I am.
The more I'm GMing. Here's my question to the handgun GM here.
Yeah.
You would draw on the closest target, correct?
So
Or would you draw on the far one and be moving out on this closer one?
here's how I would answer that, right? What are you gaining? What are you losing?
Yeah.
As an instructor in me, what are you
Yep.
gaining? What are you? Because it's different for everyone.
I'm gaining, if it goes well, maybe like this much of motion.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
That's
how
about.
much? How much do you think that is?
Oh
Give or take.
gosh.
3/10.
Yeah, 0.2, 0.3
Right.
maybe.
Max. Right?
Yeah,
How much are you losing on the first shot back there?
the same.
The same. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So to me, that's how I answer things. Is
figured it
usually
out.
what are you gaining? What are you
Oh,
losing?
come
It
on here.
simplifies it, doesn't it?
Yeah, okay. Which one?
So this one, I
Yeah.
start thinking about the potential for no DQ, right? So I'm
okay.
such a risk averse shooter. So if I go here and I start stepping in, although that's not a DQ, it could potentially like I could whip it or hit
Got
the gun
you.
here. So I'd rather just come in here, and then just drive into that particular target. That's how I would do it,
I like it.
right?
I just want to hear your reasoning.
Okay.
I'm all about.
Well, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh, you crushed that stage. The
Okay,
last-
okay, what did I see? What was good, what was bad, what was
Let's
bad?
do it, let's do
It felt extremely slow. There had zero hustle in me. I was just like walking and shooting, which is okay.
Is that
But
more your intention on the stage?
I forgot to set a movement intention.
Yeah.
I was all focused on just shooting. Saw my dot really well. I'm really happy with my shot placement. I'd like to move with more aggression. When I went to go to that window, I knew it'd be an awkward motion, but I didn't do it smoothly.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I didn't do the awkward thing
You looked
smoothly.
hesitant for
yeah,
sure.
I was like, ooh, where am I going?
I'm just gonna stand here now.
And then on my last steal, it was a miss just because I got out of the moment and I immediately went back to recapping what had already happened so that I could talk with you about it. And then I missed and I was like, you idiot, you can only do one thing good at a time. Look at your target.
So what my focus, my comment on this and feedback for Lena is this. Someone asked me a really tough question earlier in the year and I didn't know how to answer it, and I kind of figured it out through the year because it bothered me. I didn't know how to answer that, right? And I made up some answer that I didn't like. But anyway, someone's asked me, what is one thing that you learned that you can wish you unlearned, right? And I'm like, goodness gracious, in shooting, I was like, everything was a learning moment to me, right? Because whether it was bad or good, I learned from it and made myself better. The one thing that I realized, that one thing I can unlearn is what Lena is doing really freaking well right now, is the ability to be able to stop and shoot a control or accurate target on demand, right? You were just focused on shooting your shots, and Lena right now is not making any mistakes because she's literally just pinpointing and dropping shots right there to center or at least close to it and not alpha. She has that ability to stop the rush in her brain. I've somehow figured out to learn how to increase that speed and be aggressive in certain moments, but that I sometimes have a hard time turning that off. And I will have that moment where I'll go, bop, bop, and I go, shoot, I need another one. I need another one. And, or you know what I mean? Like I take this aggression everywhere else. So what you're doing right now is simply amazing to me to see that. Not a lot of people shoot with me, people shoot with you. And what they're trying to do right off the bat is trying to impress me with their speed. And that's not what
I got nobody to impress.
I like people just kind of going out here and executing, which is phenomenal, right?
Which is the only way that I've ever won anything. Not by being the best ever, but just by executing on demand whatever my skill set could allow me to do at that time. Whether or not I was the best, irrelevant, because I walked away with the title.
That's money. God damn.
So, yeah, let's go look at those targets.
Yell it out, yell it out.
I have Alpha Charlie.
All right. 2 Alpha, 2 Alpha.
2 Alpha by the skin of my teeth.
2 Alpha on that? Golly. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, by the skin of my teeth.
Jeez.
Living life on the perf, okay? Alpha Charlie and, oh no, I didn't see this one. Oh, shoot, fire.
What?
Nope, I got an Alpha, this one.
So this would be a good conversation because.
Yeah, it's a great conversation because I didn't see it, which is a huge no-no. Like, ooh, whoa, what was going on? Let me do my little replay.
Correct. So exactly what I would do is I would wonder like what my sights look like. What did I do? Was it my feet? Was it my structure?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she's doing right now, which is pretty awesome, right? So Lena and I have never really trained together, never had the opportunity to. I would love to hear your breakdown right now. I'll grab tape while you think about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to even remember what was going on here.
This is so cool.
Frustrating. The only true bad shots are the shots that you can't call. That's the only real bad ones. Not if they're on the target or off the target. It's just about if you know where they are. And that one I do not remember seeing, which is really disturbing. I would attribute this to bad preparation in my mind. So for match mode, I would be upset for the fact that I didn't see my shot. For training, I would just know that I would want to prepare my mind more so with my plan beforehand, do the walkthrough a bit more structured to make sure that I showed up with confidence, knowing everything that I needed to do, where I needed to be, and most importantly, how my body should flow through it.
I agree.
But that would be my corrections for my next run. But it is what it is for now. I am excited to see JJ's movement into that window, and then from that window to that first steel popper. I really feel like that's where I got hung up, where it was really rough and what brought my brain back into shooting. So let's see how he does. Shooters ready. Stand by. You got it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yes.
Clear there.
We'll see. We'll go up range and see it real quick.
All
But
right, okay.
so
What you got?
let me go back in the shade here so we're not gonna burn out. So my first instant is I'm shooting a double action shot. So starting on a zebra is something that I have to be really careful with.
Oh, you
So
started far.
I did.
Ooh.
I did.
Oh, and it's ooh.
I have a bad tendency of thinking about leaving too soon. Again, my brain gets up too far ahead. So that was the easiest way for me to stay present in the moment. So I was able to control my double action. I knew once I got that, it was much easier to fade out into that. And again, that was the same thing, right? The same issue of me trying to leave a little bit because I got into the movement while I was transitioning. I saw a blurry sight picture. And one of the stories I always tell is your dad told me a long time ago, if you see blurry sight picture, you see blurry result, expect blurry results, right?
Yeah.
So that moment right there, I have an idea. It's in the alpha. I could have dropped a Charlie that I don't like because that's should be a very easy target, right?
Alpha.
Okay, good. I got lucky, but I don't think it's tight. So anyway,
Touchy.
I get into this position and I remember thinking about that target that I had just left on coming in. I'm like, I'm gonna settle down in the center of that. And so I wanted to get alphas
They're
like
literally
you,
this.
right? And then going to the other target, the back far target. I wasn't as good as you, but I knew I threw a shot just to the right of it when I was going to feel the trigger on the way in, and it went off a little sooner than I'd like, so I missed the target completely and had two good pickup shots on it. I think it was an Alpha Charlie, if not, right? If not two Alpha, at least it's close. And then I tried to move on the popper just like her, but it was not as cool. Tried to float into the right side. It was a lot about footwork and how to set up and lean. I got that, and then the zebra was definitely clear 2 Alpha, shot the popper, and I got a little confused whether I was gonna shoot to the right or the left.
Yeah, that black stripe.
Yes, it's not a
Literally,
common target.
I don't know why, like, it just throws you off. The littlest thing,
Yeah,
you
100%.
don't think you're gonna happen, and then literally you're just staring at the black line, and you're like, I
And
can't, where am I shooting?
that's what she was saying at the end of the run there, that did you make it? Because I went back to look at it because I went back, and I almost shot one on each side, and then I ended strong on the popper. I didn't want to. I learned from her mistake, right? And I was like, all right, I go back on it. I'm like, well, I see some brown between my bullets. So I think that's it. I call two Charlies to 3 Charlies the most. One over here, and one back there on that partial target. And unless this is a 2 Alpha, like she said, that would have been the possible 3rd Charlie right there.
Nicely
All right,
done.
let's check it. Let's check it.
We'll go start on this side because it's easy. 2 Alpha, 2 Alpha.
Oh, I have 2 Alpha, 2 Alpha. Oh, that's great.
2 Alpha, 2 Alpha.
Even better than we think.
Alpha Charlie and 2 Alpha. Ooh, killer run. Nicely done. We have a hit factor of a 7.7, completing stage 2, moving on to stage 3.
Stage 3 already.
Are we going to the window or to the back?
What do you think? Window.
Window.
Yeah, because it's a harder setup. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready? Stand by. .1247.
It felt like the worst out of all of them on my shooting part. I didn't do a good job on the tuxedo in the back of finding my spot. I was shooting the target and not the spot, so it just led to my dot not landing in anywhere particular. So I fought that there, which is not what I wanted to do on the second target of the stage. So that was a little rough. And then I just called a lot of Charlies. On this specific side, I just didn't demand alphas. So there's gonna be Charlies all over there. I was shooting and I literally thought, Lena, you're not at a 3-gun match. Aim at the alphas, and I was already gone. I was already gone.
So before we started, I actually thought like that's what you were gonna treat it as, like, hey, just gonna shoot, because you know 3 guns, 3, 2,
yeah,
1,
I do know.
But you went alphas, and I'm like, that's so impressive how you can just switch that on and off.
I'm trying, and there it switched off. It switched off, and I was back to like cardboard, shoot cardboard. So I'm gonna guess that there's probably 5 Charlies out there, and then some silly makeups. So
5
let's go
Charlies.
see.
Some people, that's a good run. All right, call it out on your side.
Yeah, Alpha Charlie, 2 Alpha.
2 Charlies.
Yeah, 2 2 alpha,
Two
2
Charlies.
alpha. I made up my stupid shots.
You're crazy because those are really good, acceptable shots.
They are acceptable, but they're just not in the right spot.
I know what you mean.
You
I know
can
what you
see,
mean.
so you can distinctly see that the hardcover pushed me off from where I would want to aim. So whenever there's hardcover or no shoots, we always like act like we're like, you know, like I was intimidated by them, I was scared of them, and it pushed me off. So whereas I should have been aiming here with my 2 nice shots, I centered up on the available cardboard, which put me over here, which is not what I wanted because I went to just cardboard mode.
Jeez Louise.
But
Jeez.
it's
That would have
just,
been good enough for me. That would have been good enough for me.
no, should have been.
All right, I'm gonna walk it through.
Yep.
You know what's crazy?
Tell me.
Coming into here, right? Aiming right at that target. I'm not on 180, but I'm like 179 and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not good. But I thought that was good. In my mind, I was
Oh,
like, oh,
in
that's
your
good.
mind, you're gonna go to that
Because
one?
I'm moving here, and so it's okay, but that's too close. So
Yep.
I always tell my guys, like, make the decision for the RO. Don't leave it for the RO's decision to make for you,
Oh,
right?
that's
So
smart.
I'm gonna have to make that adjustment, I guess, and then wait till here. I guess that's okay. I'm not making up any time in there anyway. And then I'll go, I'm gonna have to stay present, leave that, and then, boom, boom, boom. All right, sounds good. I think that's what I'll do.
Shooters ready. Stand by.
Gosh darn it.
I would say that's probably his best stage yet.
Let's break it down. I don't want to break that down.
Tell me what you saw there, JJ.
The first part actually went really better than I expected. I was like, oh, I'm really seeing what I need to see. I made up a shot. I don't know why I made up a shot. I think there are 3 alphas in that target. For some reason, I just did, and it was really nice. So was it actually 3 alphas? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I got one into the steel. I was like, perfect. Came into the position moving. It was actually better than I expected again. And again, like I told you, that my one concern of me trying to leave early, that's my habit of trying to do too much. And when I came into that target, I said, there's an alpha shot.
Oh, you
trying
even
to get
said
greedy.
in the walkthrough, you were like,
Yes.
that one.
Yes, I have to stay present here. And the first shot was so good in the alpha that as soon as I fired the second shot, I started to move already. And that's the problem of getting too far ahead. And it, again, like we talked about, in my mind was thinking about that as I came in here. And mentally, I broke down and I ended up throwing 4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots into the last zebra. Although fast, but you can't outrun your misses in this game. So anyway, I dropped 1 Charlie and 1 miss, I believe.
Hey, we each got our miss in for the day.
Is it a miss? I hope it clinged.
Let's go see.
I hope it clinged on, but I can see that it's way in the black.
We got Alpha Charlie. Oh, JJ.
Oh, it's 2.
We have 2.
It's 2. I'm gonna blame the bullets on that.
Yeah, absolutely. He got the crooked bullets today. He gave me the nice ones because, you know, he's a great host, but he took all the bad ones.
This is an overlay right here that I think that would have made it. A good RO would call that.
A good RO that you paid money would definitely.
That would cost a $50 right there. Goodness gracious. Oh no, it's actually 2 alpha. So yeah.
Nice. 2 alpha. 2 alpha. 2 alpha.
That I don't really want to
2
break
alpha.
that down.
Well, look at that. It's like so many alphas and then just a couple misses. Got you. Got you.
She
Hit
really
factor of a 4.1.
No, like I said, that's a big issue for me, but that's where I excel, like you said.
Yeah, yeah, the other side of your sword, because it's a double-edged sword. So you get the good side, which is that you are the master of movement, but the other side is that you want to go into your strength so aggressively
Correct.
that it hinders, like, the transition's rough or
Right,
difficult because you're always pulling back on your reins.
Yes.
Where for me, I'm always like trying to figure out a way to make myself go faster,
Yeah.
you're like, whoa,
Yes,
whoa.
for sure. That's exactly what it feels like in a
Yeah.
match. Like, hey, bring it
Yeah,
back, bring it
yeah.
back.
So difference in skill sets. I like it.
So during training, that's catastrophic. In a match, that's catastrophic for me as well. That's a penalty or something that you really don't want to see in a match. To have like one penalty is acceptable per se if you
And
do
you
it for
don't
18
mean,
stages.
yeah, there you go. Not per
right?
stage.
Not per stage. In 18 stages, one, but you're talking 2 penalties in 18 stages is still quite a bit. That's 30 points, but to do it in one stage, you've literally dug yourself a hole. So now it's easy for me to fall in a trap. We had 4, 5, 6 more stages or 18 more stages today, whatever it may be, 2 more stages today. I would have to re-clean my mental state, right? And that's why we do match mode, because I'm not allowed to do that again. I would change the stage again, and I would just try to make sure that I'll replicate that sequence of trying to leave every target hard target, trying to leave on that until I clean it up, right? So today I've been able to avoid that, and then last stage I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good and I'm gonna do this. And I saw it in my sight picture that I think as I was shooting, and maybe even on video, maybe even the slightest movement, since I was trying to grab that alpha, instead of just playing it safe, I dropped it into the hardcover, which was catastrophic. And then it messed me up going to here, which is not good, because then I got emotional,
Yeah,
right? I took it
there
out on that
were a
last
couple
target.
emotions coming
For
up to this
sure.
talk.
There was some words even.
There were some words, some emotions.
I don't think it was, I think I said cookies.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a happy lad.
But that's how training usually goes, match mode. And then once I'm in there, normally this would be several days, maybe a third day, maybe a break tomorrow, whatever it may be. But closer to the match, I would love to clean up all the mistakes. These are mistakes that pop up because it's just naturally manifests itself. I'm not shooting drills, I'm not running drills. I'm trying to execute my pace that I would do in the match, and I would just see how that would compare. And then go into the match, that's when really the saying goes, trust your training, because a lot of times in the match you see someone shoot fast, aggressive and all that stuff, and you got to understand that you cannot get pulled into that mess. You got to play your game and go, this is the pace that I can execute. I have to trust my training and stay within that boundary, right? And that's what my dad always says, stay within, don't do anything exciting.
Notes for you guys, be efficient on the range. Set up one stage that you can shoot through in multiple different options. Make sure that you're tracking your results through hit factor, because if you're just looking at the time, that can be deceiving, because you can be like, oh man, I'm feeling great, and then you're not actually calculating in those deltas or those mics. So making sure that you're tracking it, building the stage, really keeps you honest. And then video, nothing's better to show off your great feats or to be able to review and see where you can improve on. All right, so I saved our competition, and it's shared in both of our activities since we have our match set up. And in our results, it has all of our stages and our combined scores. So we can see that the overall match winner today here is JJ. Congratulations, congratulations.
Did it, guys.
Big day.
You got second though. That's pretty good.
Second
really good.
in the state of Florida right now. We have our stage 1, our stage 2, and our stage 3. The videos are there so that we can review them later. It also is super easy to share over the web or our results directly by text. So JJ can reach out to all of his best friends and let him know that he won the biggest competition of his life today.
You guys know it.
But there you go, guys. That's how we train going up to competition in match mode, using the match mode in the Shooters Global timer and app. Okay, we are finally going more so into my world and out of the world of handguns. So make sure you subscribe and follow along to watch JJ and I train together with pistol caliber carbine, or PCC.